These are the Sunday recommendations for my free email list for March the 27th, 2022. This week's blog post is The History of Outdoor Sculpture in New York City, Part 12. It covers sculptures of animals and politicians after World War I. Second recommendation, John William Waterhouse, Boreas, also known as The North Wind, 1903. In honor of March, an evocative work by a famous Pre-Raphaelite painter. This is in a private collection. Third recommendation, Rudyard Kipling, The Gods of the Copybook Headings, 1919. Starry Solitudes includes a few poems that I had not yet recommended, such as this one. When Kipling was growing up, penmanship was practiced by copying proverbs or maxims that extolled common sense wisdom and moral precepts, knowledge and rules of human conduct that were considered immutable. Kipling's examples of such copybook headings range from "Fire will burn" and "Stick to the devil you know" to "If you don't work, you die." He contrasts these with ideas that were fashionable just after the First World War. Those are the ideas held by the gods of the marketplace, such as communism and pacifism. Hat tip Leonard Peikoff in a lecture many years ago. As I pass through my incarnations in every age and race, I make my proper prostrations to the gods of the marketplace. Peering through reverent fingers, I watch them flourish and fall, and the gods of the copybook headings, I notice, outlast them all. We were living in trees when they met us. They showed us each in turn that water would certainly wet us, and fire would certainly burn. But we found them lacking in uplift, vision, and breadth of mind, so we left them to teach the gorillas while we followed the march of mankind. We moved as the spirit listed. They never altered their pace, being neither cloud nor wind-born like the gods of the marketplace. But they always caught up with our progress, and presently word would come that a tribe had been wiped off its ice field, or the lights had gone out in Rome. With the hopes that our world is built on, they were utterly out of touch. They denied that the moon was Stilton. They denied she was even Dutch. They denied that wishes were horses. They denied that a pig had wings. So we worshipped the gods of the market who promised these beautiful things. When the Cambrian measures were forming, they promised perpetual peace. They swore if we gave them our weapons that the wars of the tribes would cease. But when we disarmed, they sold us and delivered us bound to our foe. And the gods of the copybook headings said, "Stick with the devil you know." On the first Fiminian sandstones, we were promised the fuller life, which started by loving our neighbor and ended by loving his wife, till our women had no more children and the men lost reason and faith. And the gods of the copybook headings said, "The wages of sin is death." In the Carboniferous epoch, we were promised abundance for all by robbing selective Peter to pay for collective Paul. But though we had plenty of money, there was nothing our money could buy. And the gods of the copybook headings said, "If you don't work, you die." The gods of the market tumbled, and their smooth-tongued wizards withdrew, and the hearts of the meanest were humbled and began to believe it was true, that all is not gold that glitters, and two make four. And the gods of the copybook headings limped up to explain it once more. As it will be in the future, it was at the birth of man. There are only 4 things certain since social progress began: that the dog returns to his vomit, and the sow returns to her mire, and the burnt fool's bandaged finger goes wobbling back to the fire, and that after this is accomplished and the brave new world begins, when all men are paid for existing and no man must pay for his sins, as surely as water will wet us, as surely as fire will burn, the gods of the copybook headings with terror and slaughter return. The fourth recommendation this week is a selection from an opera that will be very, very familiar to you, but you probably didn't know what the song is about. DianeDrantyWriter.com has hundreds of posts on sculpture, painting, architecture, and my other obsessions. To join the free Sunday Recommendations email list, visit the URL that's on the screen or email me. And you can say, "Well done, Diane," or support my work and receive rewards by means of the tip jar on dianerantywriter.com. As always, thank you for listening.